So for this week, we did a day of self-love, and the first thing that I thought, of course, was completely dirty, and Crystal told me that I couldn't put that on video. To do something that you enjoy for the day, and kind of make it a day about you, which is always fun. And since every day is always about me, and I usually wake up late, and then pretty much do whatever I want, it was kind of hard for me to think of what I wanted to do for my day of love. And I came home and I went to dinner with my father, and then we went to a movie, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and it broke my heart in so many ways. You know, the fact that we're all here, we all lose people, it's something that defines us. We kind of enter the world the way that we go out of the world. I think it was a really good movie for this time in my life, this kind of appreciation of the people around me, because you're going to lose them one day, and that's what makes you appreciate them more, and the fact that we're here for such a limited amount of time makes you appreciate your time here more, and it just puts things into perspective. And I really, really enjoyed the movie, so I really recommend that everyone go out and see it. I think my dog just threw up. Are you okay, baby? I think she's okay. But I'm really glad I spent some time with my dad, which was really exciting, and we like to go to movies. It's kind of our daddy-daughter thing. So I guess the thing that I kind of heard about this week that I immediately wanted to bring up in Project Life Size. There's a story of this couple that was actually denied the right to adopt because the husband was too obese. And I was really shocked. I mean, I wasn't really shocked, actually. I wasn't shocked. I was just kind of angered. I guess I logically understand the idea of denying someone. The way that they term it is you would deny someone with terminal cancer, you would deny someone with drug or alcohol addiction to have a child or to adopt a child, because it's an unhealthy environment. And I guess the fear is that they would pass the eating habits down to the children, which makes a lot of sense. I understand that, you know, we are a very, very obese nation, and with obesity does come a higher risk of a lot of different things. Healthy eating habits and healthy lifestyle are definitely something that we should be teaching to all of our children. My problem with this is some of the things I've been reading, some of the comments I've been reading, well, I think that is nonsense. How can you love yourself when all you see in the mirror is double chins, rolls of fat, and quite literally the picture of unhealthiness? It's probably the same way that you can look at yourself in the mirror without any compassion or any caring for other people and think that you're still a good person. There's the fact that parents with serious weight issues more often than not pass unhealthy eating habits and obesity onto their kids. That to me is abusive, and you would never let a family knowingly adopt a child if they were going to be abused. Well, to me, a lot of organized religion is abuse, so, you know, I am morbidly obese, okay? I was raised by parents that were relatively health conscious. Neither one of them is obese. They work out. They eat pretty healthy. In fact, they're kind of obsessed with like diets and workout and all that. My brother and I grew up with the same diet, obviously, but our lifestyles were very different. He was interested in sports. I was interested in reading and writing. We did what a lot of families did. We'd run through McDonald's, we'd run through fast food, get something quick. We developed a habit of not eating at the table together. We kind of would get our food and go off to our own rooms. I guess the thing that kind of resonates with me is the idea that none of us really knows how long we're going to be here. You could have cancer and you could far outlive someone who's completely healthy. You could, as an adoption agency, you could be looking for the perfect couple, people with great medical background, great eating habits, great lifestyle, everything, and they could die in a plane crash or a car crash, or one of them could develop, you know, cancer. I understand you want to put these kids in a stable household. You want to put them in a place where these people are going to be around. But none of us is exempt from losing people. None of us is exempt from possibly losing a parent. So I understand putting them in a stable environment, but put them in an environment where they're going to be loved, where they're going to be taken care of. And yeah, we definitely want to make sure that these parents are, you know, passing on some healthy eating and lifestyle habits. But I mean, I haven't heard anything about the wife, if she's overweight, their other child that apparently they have is having any kind of issues as far as nutrition. You have no idea. Yes, his risk may be higher, but you don't know. And even if something did happen to him, who's to say that the mother wouldn't provide a supportive, stable environment? Who's to say that that family surrounding them wouldn't provide a stable, supportive environment? I think that if I had kids going through this and understanding where it comes from, I would be more conscious of how these things start and how they develop. A lot of the weight gain that I've had has been really based on an emotional thing, and food became a comfort thing. I didn't learn that from my parents. Their coping mechanism was never to overeat. Yes, I had access to foods that were not healthy, but my brother and I had access to a lot of foods that were healthy. But there's a distinct difference between how my brother found comfort in things and the way his relationship was with food and my relationship with food. I don't want my kids to be 12 years old and want to kill themselves like I did. You know, I remember being very young and my father would like put me on a treadmill and would sit down in the basement and would watch me and make sure that I did a certain amount of time. My mom would take me to the gym at like 12 years old, and I was very watched, and it was very demeaning. It's very humiliating for a kid to go through that. But if it wouldn't have been my weight, it would have been the way I wore my hair, it would have been the way I looked, it would have been my voice, it would have been something that kids would have picked on me for. It was the way that I dealt with those emotions and was taught to deal with those emotions, not the way that I was taught to eat. It is a hard lifestyle. It is something that this world really shoves down our throats is the end-all be-all evil. Like, you know, forget terrorists and forget baby murderers. Being fat is like the ultimate crime, and the things that people say to us and the way that people look at us sometimes is so demeaning and humiliating. I don't think that people understand what they are doing. They hate us for looking like this. They do. They hate us. They're disgusted by us. I got so into it. I don't think that my weight affects my ability to love someone. I don't think that me being at this weight means that I don't love myself, that I don't have the self-respect that I need to raise children. That's a bunch of bullshit, okay, first of all, because anyone can have kids, and people raise their kids and they screw them up all the time. I don't care how skinny, how fat, how pretty, how ugly, how rich, how poor. People screw their kids up all the time. And parents raise amazing kids and instill very important beliefs and ways of viewing the world to their children, regardless of how they look on the outside. Yes, this is how you see me. This is how you react to me. This affects the way that I can deal with the world, but it is not the way that I see the world. It is not the way that I view love or how I feel. And here's another thing. If we're so concerned about how long people are going to live, and that's one of the biggest qualifying factors for them to adopt kids, women generally live longer than men. So shouldn't lesbian couples be able to adopt? Shouldn't they be at the top of the list for adopting? Just a thought.